Hello everyone, Watch This Review here, and once again the review spot has inspired me. Now, I originally wasn't going to be doing any news and updates for the month of April, because I kind of missed it at the beginning of the month and I didn't really have a lot to say, but after watching the review spot post his news and updates on April 11th, I decided, you know what, I'm going to one-up him. I'm going to post it on April 13th, Friday the 13th. Friday, it's Friday the 13th. Jason's gonna kill some kids now. Murdering, yeah, murdering, yeah. Fun, kind of crappy movies, yeah. Favorite movies from Friday the 13th franchise? Probably parts 3 and 5. 5 is just campy as all hell. And I've never quite liked the character of Tommy Jarvis, but that's the only one where he's really tolerable in. Otherwise, he kind of ruined the franchise for me. As for the month of March, I posted a bunch of reviews for the relaunched Marvel Legends line. I still have more stuff coming, sort of half-shot reviews for both the Bucky Cap and the Phantom X. And I've also half-built Arnim Zola, who, by the way, looks pretty awesome. Only downside so far is that he does use the sort of cheaper plastic for the joints, which I'll also be discussing in the Captain America review. It's kind of a real downside too, because you'd think that with a smaller Build-A-Figure and stuff, they'd at least spring for the nicer plastic, but no, they went the cheap route, but again, awesome looking figure. Now, I did have some factual inaccuracies. During my Thunderball review, I mentioned that the variant pile driver came with the head as well, but actually it's a variant head. He gets a one with a red eyeball thing. Technically, it's not even the head. That's some sort of a... I'm still going to call it the head, screw it. But yeah, and then he actually gets a wrecking ball for some reason, which I wasn't aware of, because I never saw him at retail. My bad, folks. Also this month, or what's left of this month, I'm going to try to actually get a bunch of really late stuff done. I keep meaning to finish my 2011 in review. At this point, just for the sake of finishing my 2011 in review. So yeah, I'm going to probably do that, including a top 10, but I'm not going to do top 10 figures that I didn't pick up, because at this point, I did pick up a bunch of them anyway, and can't really think of 10 that I'd sort of... Well, that is to say, 10 figures that I missed that I possibly would have included in my top 10, but... Eh. In other news, get away, I picked up the special edition of Street Fighters vs. Tekken for 35 bucks on clearance. Now this includes Cole, Mega Man, and Pac-Man for, I guess, exclusive content. But more importantly, it comes with the little arcade cabinet thing, which was sort of my big draw for this. Otherwise, I would have just waited, picked up the game, it was 20. A funny story, although they have these clearance for 35, they're also selling the normal game, the standard version, for 60 bucks. So, I love Target. I really do. It's an awesome, hilarious store at times. And they do clearance stuff out non-stop. Believe it or not, that's not even the best video game clearance that I've even picked up recently. Sears had a whole bunch of clearance stuff, which they then clearanced 60% further. I mean, their normal clearance price, not so great, but after the additional 60% was factored in, some of them were as cheap as like 4 or 5 bucks. So that was cool. Otherwise, stopped into a local, I guess, gaming store today, and they'd marked down some of their play art stuff to 15 bucks from 25. At 25, you know, online could be somewhat cheaper at times, but 15 bucks kind of can't beat that. Unfortunately, they had a bunch of characters that I already own and obviously paid more for because I did get them online, but I did buy Selfie. May or may not go back and pick up Ash from, was she Final Fantasy 12 or 13 or something? I don't know. I haven't played anything after 10, so at some point I do have to go back, and which I do have. I picked up Final Fantasy 12 like 2 years ago for like 5 bucks from Toys R Us. Still sitting shrink wrap, so yeah, something I definitely have to get around to. sort of an ongoing theme, getting around to stuff. But yeah, those are sort of the more important updates. I probably will be finishing both waves 1 and 2 at some point. I'm not buying the rest of Wave 1 until I can find a Steve Rogers in stores with the Ionic Shield, then I'll just buy the rest, which seem mostly like peg warmers. Iron Man, tons of Iron Man on the shelf. Hope Summers, I usually have like 1 or 2 in, so. Then of course I haven't really seen a ton of the Wave 2 stuff, only my local Walmart seems to be getting it, and I have been buying it when I do see it in. Still no sign of Dark Wolverine / Daken. I will be picking up at least the standard version, not sure if I'll also be getting the variant, but other people have pointed out it is really BS that they didn't just include the alternate parts with the standard, instead of making a variant for them where the only difference is the head and cowl, which again, the cowl is actually a loose piece of rubbery plastic. Ran out of space on the memory card for a second, but it's actually just an interchangeable piece of soft rubbery plastic that goes between the head and body, so, I mean, it's not even sculpted on, so, kind of BS. In general, I am finding Wave 2 to be a lot nicer than Wave 1. Only downside is the softer plastic, which I can't remember if I mentioned before or after the video cut, which does kind of affect the figure's stability and ability to stand at times. I mean, it's just something about it. Occasionally the figures tend to fall over. You wouldn't think that it would make that much of a difference, but I don't know, I guess it's just like when you use the stronger material and stuff, maybe it's just got greater stability going up, down. It's kind of weird. Don't know how to explain it. The other issue is a few of the figures still don't have either ankle rockers or pivot, like Phantom X here, who I really can't get to stand all that well half the time, which is kind of an issue. There's only so much I can actually do with the character, which, again, kind of sucks. One final bit of news, back in, I think it was March, yeah, it had to have been March, Matty Collector did a sale on some of their stuff. Some of it was on discount, some of it they just kind of reopened. I ended up missing Scareglow yet again. I keep wanting to pick this figure up off Matty, and every time I just somehow end up like missing the sale, learning about it too late or whatever. I'll get him eventually though, so it's not that huge of a deal. They'll end up reissuing him like a million times, I'm sure. But I did pick up Panther, which is pretty big news. Then I also got the Battleground Evelyn, which I thought was kind of neat because it has interchangeable heads and has a really strong fantasy vibe, so she'll look really awesome in some displays. Panther, definitely something I've been meaning to pick up. He was marked down to 23, so it's, even if I ordered something later on and got like bundled shipping or whatever, I was paying less for him with shipping now than I would have done, in the future. So I just went ahead and did both those for that reason. Though again, missing Scareglow, kind of disappointing. So it's kind of neat. But yeah, I guess a bunch of stuff to look forward to this year. I'm really curious what's going to be going on with Marvel Legends, whereas they drop both these waves right at the start of the year, practically on top of each other. Then supposedly we won't be seeing anything else until like way late this year, I think, or I don't know. We only know a handful of items for like Series 3 at this point, or Wave 3. Unless some of the stuff that they previously announced also all goes into Wave 3 as well. I think they've, 4 or 5 figures that they've confirmed for it, so we don't even know the build figure at this point. Yeah. But those are my news and updates for the month of April. Next time I'll probably have the Captain America review up. So yeah, till then.